That's 2,171 people were killed from January to November last year, while 25 persons were killed during the Christmas festivities. The National Road Safety Authority has described the continuous loss of lives on the country's roads as unacceptable and wants some level of concerted effort to deal with the situation. According to the authority, it will institute some measures to ensure a drastic reduction of the numbers of road crashes, even though there was a decline in the number of crashes that happened and deaths in 2022 as against the ones recorded in 2021. We're joined in studio now by Head of Projects and Business Unit at the National Road Safety Authority, Henry Asomani, who's joining us here. It's such a pleasure to be talking to you, sir. So let's get into the figures. You're saying that 2022 is better than 2021. Is that something we should be jubilating about?
Thank you very much, and greetings to all our viewers. We, when it comes to the road safety situation of the country, we say that one death is too many. So although there has been a decline, which is good, we still lost people. Families still lost their loved ones, and so we can't jubilate about it.
Right.
We need to be jubilating when we know that our roads are safe, such that nobody dies on our roads. So yes, between 2021 and 2022, there was a reduction of about 18% percentage points, people dying. And that is good news, although, as I said, one death is too many. Yeah. So yes, we've done something well, and I must commend all stakeholders within the country, all road safety stakeholders, especially the media. And I'll zoom down to Joy because I am here for your Drive Safe campaign, which is one of the contributory factors to this success.
And we need to do some level of analysis on what the figures tell us. Is it a general case that all of the accident happening is taking one form? I mean, what are the dynamics involved in these figures that we're hearing of now?
Okay, so if you look at the figures and you want to compare from 2021 to 2022, you realize that one of the significant changes that we had was the involvement of motorcycles. We have been complaining about motorcycles rising, and I want to say that this time motorcycles had a reduction. And all the parameters, the commercial vehicles and the private vehicles, there were reductions. But it's just that the reductions between the commercial and private vehicles have been a little consistent, but now we are also seeing a reduction in motorcycle. And if you zoom into just motorcycle, there was a reduction of about more than about 10%.
Oh, that's
reduction.
Significant.
Yes. So I would also congratulate motorbike riders because it means that the attitudes are changing. And then also drivers because it means we are recognizing that motorcycles are also relevant on our roads. So yes, we've had a reduction in motorcycles, and I would say that that is something good for us.
2023 is here. I'm interested in the interventions, for instance, and some of the policy measures that will be rolled out in the coming days to ensure that you further cut down on the numbers that we're recording. Are there some concrete measures that you're taking this year?
Yes, but I want us to go back and see some of the things we did right. As I said, I'll congratulate the media because a lot of media houses did a lot of road safety campaign, and you partnered us in the Stay Alive Road Safety campaign, which was led by the National Road Safety Authority in collaboration with all other stakeholders, the police, the road engineers, and it's one of the things that has helped. The police also came up with a lot of their own project, Operation Pi, which also helps significantly because without enforcement, changing attitudes is very difficult. So with that, there are two operations also coming in, especially Operation Pari, which was targeted at motorbike riders, helped in the reduction I was just talking about. Yes, going forward in 2023, stakeholders are coming back, and you know the roads, they had one of the terms that we were all using was dualization, and we have seen that dualization led by the minister himself, the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and it's going to continue, which means that we are going to get more expansions on our roads. The Stay Alive Road Safety campaign is also ongoing. It will continue. I'm sure Drive Safe campaign is also ongoing, and we will be partnering with you to continue doing what you are doing. The police, Operation Pari and Operation Pi would also continue. DVLA is also improving a lot of their systems to accommodate some of these things. But one significant thing that is coming I would want to talk about is the use of technology in enforcement.
Okay, that's very critical,
yes,
because it will help you a lot in terms of
which the
enforcement.
police is coming on board with. And I must say now, this year we'll see the first speed camera on our roads. Okay. And this is something that the police has been following over the last 5 years. And it is something that when it comes, it will significantly reduce further what the reductions we have already chalked in 2022. And the authority, also with its stakeholders, as we all know, the new mandate of the authority is to regulate the commercial road transport industry. The authority has also come with its stakeholders to collaborate and come up with using technology to regulate the commercial road transport. And I must say that the transport operators are very happy. They are in line, and we are all coming up with a product that would help Ghana. So we see 2023 as a very good year, and it would help, all these measures would help to bring it down.
What I equally want us to do is to take a look at that national picture. So let's get to it then by giving you a regional breakdown of some of the incidents recorded in 2022. I believe these are 2022 figures, correct?
Yes, this is a Christmas,
yes.
24,
so you see that on the list, Greater Accra appears to be in the lead still, right?
Yes, you see, when it comes to even the human population, we have a lot of us in the Greater Accra region. So there are a lot of vehicular conflicts are experienced in the Greater Accra region. But if you even go through and you look at that within these 3 days where we all saw what was happening on our roads, people running up and down, and we had 9 deaths, it is something that I have always said 1 death is too many. But if you have 9 in the Greater Accra region, I think it's
you think it's a fair figure?
Yes, it's a fair figure because we have a lot of the celebrations going on in Accra. So yes.
Is there any special reason for, bringing in Tema as a special case then? Or
when you go,
break down the figures,
when you go into the police, they have police regions, and in
Okay.
the police regions, they have Tema as a region separated from Accra. So that is how come we record it this way. But at the end of the year, when we collate the figures, we put Tema and Accra together to form the Greater Accra region.
So in fact, if you put them together, we'll have 10.
Yes, 10 deaths. And as I said, Greater Accra region being the most populous, the most critical. And if you pick after Greater Accra, then you pick Ashanti region. So if you look at Ashanti region, we recorded only 2 deaths.
So it's fair to say that by the trend, the higher the population,
the higher the population, the higher the conflicts. Let's look at the conflicts, vehicular conflicts, because a lot of people are driving on the roads. Then also sometimes you look at the type of routes, the area, you realize Greater Accra is a very small region that is accommodating a lot of people. So the conflicts in the region is very high. So that's how come. And then also the standard of living in Greater Accra, people drive more than the other regions.
So in all, but the injuries are also significant, and the 124 for main Accra, and then you have the Tema region with 11 more. So that should be shooting us all the way to 135 persons injured.
The injuries, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's for December alone?
That's for just 24, 25th, 26th. And
in just a split of 3 days?
3 days, yes. So that's what I'm trying to say, that if you have 10 deaths and you have this type of injuries, then you realize that, especially in the region, it means that the post-crash system in the region is also good. Okay. So people are being saved. More, yes. So people are being saved more. So on the whole, I would say that, yes, although when it comes to those areas, like the persons injured, pedestrian knockdowns, vehicles involved, and then the cases reported, it went up. Right. When you look at the same 3 days for 2021, it went up. But the concentration is on persons killed, and that went down. Yeah. And it is something good we can talk about. But as I always say, 1 death too many. Yeah.
I'm sure that you have a message for our viewers and the general public. 2023 is just here. You have a caution for them.
Yes, as we enter into 2023, we want to maintain the momentum that we have come from 2022. And as I said, there are measures that are being put in place. Our media campaign is still going on. I'm sure Joy will continue with their Drive Safe campaign. And so all these campaigns will go on. The police is coming in with more measures to try and curb down these crashes. Our roads are being expanded. So as road users now, it is our turn to change. Let us drive at appropriate speeds. Let us use the pedestrian crossings. If we have footbridges, let us use them. Let us not walk under the footbridge. I live around Pokuasen, and I always use the Achimota of Anchor Road. And you realize people just climbing and crossing under the footbridge. And it is something we should try and stop that, because just your death can increase our, so when you can avoid it, please avoid it.
I'm sure you're even receiving reports on the Madina situation as well.
Yes. So and Malam as well, you get people walking under them. Some say we fear heights, please. That is the safest place to pass, because it is made for you.
Right.
You will conflict with nobody as a pedestrian if you are using those areas. So let us try, especially as pedestrians, to cross the roads at appropriate places. As drivers, let us drive at appropriate speeds. And as road users, let us try and stay within the confines of the law. And as I say, it is better to be patient than to be called a patient at the hospital.
Well, I think that message will sink really deep down, but we're grateful for your time.